Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God. World's #1 streaming service. Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight at Homestead with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Tonight, we crown a champion, and in the booth with me tonight, he's back from last week. It's Daryl Young.
I appreciate you having me here at Homestead. It was a good flight down here to Homestead, Miami. Weather's beautiful down here.
Yeah, you know, it's a great time. We're going to crown a champion. You're looking at some beautiful shots we took earlier on, but qualifying action has just started. So let's go down trackside, see how that's looking. And what are you seeing so far on track, Daryl?
So far, not really much. Got almost everybody out on track. Only got 2 people that have put down a time. Looks like Thomas Meeks so far put down a fastest lap, and he's on lap 2 right now. And Christian Taylor looks like Blake just took the top spot for the moment.
And it looks like, I don't know if Discord's having some audio issues. You're getting a little fuzzy for us, but we'll just keep our eyes on that. And if it continues, we'll have to address that later on. But Landon Bednar's out of Victoria, Texas, on track right now. He is top of the board. But tonight, it's all about our final 4. We've got Dylan Morante, Steve Tucker, Frankie Barroso, and Joseph Mealy, all trying to win a championship. And Noah Condon just subscribed to Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Congratulations, Noah.
Shout out Noah. A perfect night to subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports on championship night.
Right now, looks like bump and run. Jesse Becker on track in that number 23 Mobile One machine. Let's see if Jesse Becker can finish out the year strong or if he's going to keep being slow. And we're checking out the chat here. Looks like we've got Drunken Spider out there, Connor Gerard. We've got Deezus in the chat. Who else we got? Steve Tucker out there, of course. And looks like Joseph Mealy, I assume, out there. So plenty of fans tuned in here tonight at Homestead with the Harpoon Design 200 with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Who's going to start from the pole position right now? Matthew Fleming setting down the quick time in that number 88 machine.
Matthew Fleming with a good lap, 32.826.
And Steve Tucker getting on track here. Let's jump on board with that number 1 machine, Harpoon Design on the car here. You know, I was talking with Steve earlier, Daryl, and it seems like for qualifying at least, ripping that fence is going to be the best way around here. So I believe Steve's on his out lap here. We're going to see how he takes this first time around. We're on the Hutchinson Motorsports TV dash cam as he's coming out of turn 4. This might be the end of his first lap, I assume. So it's all going to be up to this final lap around for Steve Tucker as he crosses the start-finish line. It's quick time already on the bottom.
Yeah, right now he is the pole sitter. Frankie Barroso, another driver who just finished his second lap, and he looks like is holding right now the P3 spot.
Boy, in practice, it looked like Barroso had this thing about locked up for qualifying, but not so fast. Steve Tucker setting down a 32.77, and I think everybody's hit the track other than Robert Hassong and potentially Kerwin Marshall. But it's official.
Oh, go ahead, Blake. Sorry.
I was going to say it's official. Qualifying is in the books. Quick time, Steve Tucker, top of the board. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to grid up here with the Harpoon Design. Let's get underway here, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. The Harpoon Design 200 on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. It's the Wheels America Racing Cup Series season finale. Who's going to be crowned a champion? Tonight's starting lineup is as follows. On the front row from the pole position with Harpoon Design, it's Steve Tucker. On his outside, in the 88, Matthew Fleming. Row number 2 on the inside, it's going to be the 12 machine, Frankie Barroso. On his outside, the 16 of Landon Bednarz. Row number 3 on the inside, in the 51 machine, Josh Larson. On his outside, in the 39, Joseph Mealy. Row number 4 on the inside, in the 09 machine, Derek Fine. Excuse me for the camera cutting away. These idiots will not sit in their cars, so it keeps messing up the cameras. So let's go back here trackside again. Christian Taylor on the outside in row number 4. Row 5 on the inside, going to be Thomas Meeks, who just got in his car as well. Then we have Justin Malarkey. Then we have Dylan Morante in row number 6. On his outside, going to be Cody Keller. Row 7, Michael Lanfear, Jesse Becker. Row number 8, going to be Robert Hassan, Kerwin Marshall, and there is your starting lineup. Excuse me for the morons not sitting in their cars. It is time to get going here, Daryl. Who you got?
This is going to be tough, Blake. I've been thinking about this. I went with Steve last week. He won the race. He's starting on the pole. I think I have to pick him again. I don't think I can pick against him.
Well, that's a bold call because you know who I'm going with. I'm not really rooting for him, but I just think it's a smart pick here. I'm going to have to take him. It is the 12 of Frankie Barroso. I think he's going to have the most speed here tonight, but really it seems, Daryl, like it's going to be a battle between Tucker and Barroso.
It does appear to be that way, and this is Frankie's home track, Homestead of Miami. Frankie, as you see here, as everybody sees, he is out of Miami, Florida. All he had to do is just drive his car over to the track. Everybody else had to fly, and all that jet lag. So he's ready.
And your front row, it's going to be Tucker kicking off from the pole position. On his outside, going to be Matthew Fleming. And again, take a look at the left side of your screen. The highlighted drivers are in the final 4, but it is time to get going here. You're going to see that pace truck take the hard left out of the way as we jump on board. Steve Tucker in the 1 going to set the pace as we roll into the Juicy Spider start zone. Green flag in the air. Into turn 1, Tucker, your race leader. Frankie Barroso in the 12 machine looking to the inside, but can Fleming get a run on this outside line? Side-by-side battle for the race lead. Daryl, you think Steve can hold on the bottom? We know the top side's going to have a bit more speed.
Looks like he's holding on for right now. He still has a quarter under there. I would just encourage some of these championship drivers to be mindful. There are only 15 cars out on the track, and tires, they don't need to be battling too much. You got to save your tires. It's going to be a long stretch here for this stage.
Absolutely. As we jump back up front here to your race leader, Matthew Fleming from Van Wert, Ohio. And we drop back a bit in the field. Christian Taylor ripping that top line. One thing to keep an eye on, Daryl, we know this top side might be fast, but it definitely hurts those tires a lot more than the bottom.
Absolutely. So, got to be careful. We're looking at 34 laps on this stage. We're only on lap 3, and that's just something to keep an eye out as the night goes on.
And right now, Christian Taylor out of Delco, North Carolina, sitting in the 8th position. He's sticking with that high line. We're going to see how those tires are feeling here shortly as Matthew Fleming continues to set the pace. And the real battle to watch is right here between 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Joseph Mealy right behind Steve Tucker and Frankie Barroso.
I will say these cars are all gripped up here pretty early. I'm looking at the track temp, Blake. It's only 89 degrees track temp. That is pretty cool. So it's not going to be too slick for these guys. It's going to be nice and gripped, and low track temp equals good racing historically. So gotta love that.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as we drop back a bit more in the field. Dylan Morante, one of your final 4 finalists here in the 8th position. He's got some work to do, but a long way to go here tonight. 135 laps on tap. Looks like we got 35 laps for stage 1 and stage 2. And then we're going to round things out for the final, 75 laps or so, or 65 laps or so for stage number 3.
What's really going to be important in this race, I believe, is minimizing mistakes. It's championship night for these top 4, or for these 4 drivers. You cannot make any mistakes tonight. One little mess up on pit road, speeding entry, too fast exiting, locking up the brake, anything like that could really hurt you. So minimizing mistakes is also going to be really important.
Yeah, and it looks like Steve Tucker is sticking with that bottom line. I was talking with Steve about what the strategy is going to be tonight, and he wasn't really sure. He said he's going to test things out here in stage number 1. So really all that matters here tonight, it appears, Daryl, is how you run stage 3. When do you pit? Do you cut it in the middle, or do you try to short pit? It looks like Landfair has just crashed, the American Badass.
I was just about ready to say the American Badass. It looks like just spun on his own coming out of turn 2 on the backstretch. Smacked the wall, went down to the apron, no caution. They will keep it green.
Wow, America's Badass. Michael Landfair just absolutely junked it. His night may be over as we're still clean and green. Matthew Fleming, your race leader. And Daryl, what do you know about Mr. Matthew Fleming out of Van Wert, Ohio?
Yeah, Matthew Fleming, I've raced with him many times and in other leagues, and he's just an all-around good guy. And running first place, he's got to be happy about that. And like I said, just all-around good dude. And league's been successful this season, and just glad he's out here up front and having a good time.
Yeah, and he better keep his eyes on his rear view mirror, because I believe last week, didn't Steve Tucker junk Mr. Matthew Fleming there at the end of the race?
Well, that's the joke, that Steve Tucker just junked Matthew Fleming. I don't know if we'd call it junking him. It was more of a racing incident, but it's fun to say that he just junked him,
Yeah, but we jump on board here. Frankie Barroso still finds himself in 3rd. He is keeping Steve Tucker in his sights. It's all going to be about tire wear here tonight, and it looks like Steve Tucker's doing a pretty good job at saving there on the bottom line as Fleming looks to the inside to throw a little bit of aero block.
Yeah, I know it's early, Blake, but Steve does not have to win this race. None of the championship 4 have to win this race. They just have to be first over the other 3. So running here in P2, staying on the bottom, saving your tires. That's exactly what Steve's doing right now. It's exactly what what Frankie's doing right now. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
And we're on board here with your race leader. America's Badass is right in front of them here. Let's see if America's Badass can maybe throw a wrench in their plan as they come up on the lap traffic. Here he is, Daryl. What are you seeing here? Is this 13 car fixed back up here? It looks like it.
It does look like it. He is a lap down, and if these leaders do catch him, which I think they will, he's going to end up going 2 laps down here. That's plenty of race left, but it's going to be a little hard to recover from this, especially if it stays green.
You know what? It's time to pull out the Juicy Spider drone cam. Let's take a look here at the number 13 machine. He's got fist on the car on the front here. Not sure what that is, Daryl. You familiar with that at all?
I am not.
Oh, me neither. That must be something going on there. But there you have it. You see Next Car YouTube and, of course, the American flag there.
That's important. American flag.
Well, we got a side-by-side battle here for the race lead. Steve Tucker has it on the top side for now, but Fleming trying to hold him off.
Yeah, good battle right here. And I also see that Frankie's run up against the wall right there in turn 3 and 4. Very interesting going on with these guys.
Well, look at that big run he gets off the corner when he rips the top here. You see him See, just down the whole straightaway, he's gaining on him. He's actually wall riding here. He might be cheating, but we got a side-by-side battle for the race lead as Fleming pushes Tucker up the track. Steve Tucker takes over the top spot.
Yeah, someone needs to tell Frankie his name is not Ross Chastain, and this is not Martinsville. This is Homestead.
Yeah, well, Frankie Barroso looks to the bottom. He's trying to take over that second spot, and you definitely want to keep him in your sights if you're Frankie Barroso. You don't want an extra car between you because, again, he's got to beat Steve Tucker tonight to be crowned a champion. Here's Thomas Meeks, though, here, Darrell, sitting in the 5th position from San Antonio. He's got Wheels America on the car. Good-looking car here, per usual, for Mr. Thomas Meeks. And rumor has it, you know, Darrell, he was spotted in Cancun on the beach. Since he will not be winning a champion, he took a week off.
Oh, well, that's, you know, I'm okay with that. You know, if you're not eligible for a championship, go on vacation, go to Cancun, hang out on the beach, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, but we're going to keep an eye out right here. Oh, go ahead, Darrell.
I just have to say, Blake, I'm looking at the standings. Joseph Mealy, another championship driver, has made his way up to P4. He is only 1 second behind the leader, Steve Tucker. Let's not count him out. I know Steve and Frankie are up there, but Joseph is right there with him. He's really gained a lot of track, you know, since we last spoke about him.
Yeah, Joseph's been sneaky fast all season long. And again, you know, Tucker and Barroso, they might be teammates, but they're not going to be racing each other the cleanest if they're side by side at the end of this race. So anything could happen, especially with Joseph having the speed he has.
Yeah, Joseph's in a really good spot right now. P4, he's just kind of cruising here, also saving his tires and running the bottom here. You can kind of see it out of Frankie's rear here. Joseph's running the bottom, saving tires. He's just right there in that catbird, or whatever. I can't talk late.
Well, nonetheless, we drop back here a bit. You know, we saw Christian Taylor ripping the fence earlier than anybody else wanted to. Well, it's not working out too hot for him. He's already fallen all the way back to 12th here. Christian Taylor looks like he's losing some spots.
Oh, I see smoke.
Uh-oh.
We have a caution.
Caution is out. I'm looking around the track to try to find out who was involved.
Dylan Morante, one of our championship drivers, Blake.
Oh, let's try to find out what happened here, folks. Let's take a look. I don't know. Let's try this right here. Oh, no, he loses it coming out.
That is exactly what happened to Michael Lampier coming out of turn 2 on the back, coming out on the backstretch, hitting the inside wall.
Well, I think these drivers have a fast repair. I mean, it looked like Lanphier had his car fixed up. So the good news is I think Morante will be okay to keep going, but that's not going to help his chances here tonight. But, folks, that's our first caution of the night. Steve Tucker, your race leader. We're going to take a quick break here, and we'll be right back, folks. Don't touch that dial. Click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll see you in a moment. We are back here at Homestead. We got them lined up. And how about a shout out to this guy in the number 48 machine? He's got the wrong number on his car. Don't know why, but Kerwin Marshall. He's got a new sponsor here. He was wanting to make sure our great fans at home saw. Let's take a closer look with the Juicy Spider drone cam. Here on this number 48 machine, we'll call it number 4, has had Amazon Prime all season. It's GZ Holdings, a brokerage company that Kerwin helps work at here. So a good looking car here. Big shout out to them, but it looks like the field is set. We're going to bunch them up front row. Nothing's changed there. It's still Frankie Barroso on the outside, Steve Tucker on the inside. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air here at the Harpoon Design 200, where paint started just $25. Head on over, harpoondesign.com. Side-by-side battle for second here. Darrell looks like Joseph Mealy looking on the outside of the 12 of Barroso. Can he make that pass as Barroso covers up?
Yeah, looks like he didn't make that pass. He is in P3 right now. I just want to mention, only a few guys went in the pits under that caution. Josh Larson, Kerwin Marshall, and Dylan Morante getting damage fixed a little bit. Looks like he did not have to use his fast repair, Blake. He saved it. Look, he wanted to save that in case he needed it later.
Well, that's definitely good news here. We have 13 laps left to go here in stage number 1. Steve Tucker has dominated this thing so far. As we pull up your lap leaderboard, Steve has led 12 of them. Matthew Fleming with 10 laps left. Meanwhile, it looks like Matthew Fleming ripping the top side here while everybody else is on the bottom. Let's see if that 88 can maybe find some speed with just 12 to go here in stage number 1. Here's the in-car camera of cool and calm Matthew Fleming in that 88 machine. You see him in his car, laser focused, running in the 4th position.
He's got his visor on. Remember last week we had some guys that did not have their visor. So maybe a little sunset action. Maybe you can't see without the visor.
Probably a good call here. You know, like you said last week, these guys, they just went Dale Earnhardt style. You know, those open face helmets.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we jump out front here. Steve Tucker, still your race leader. Frankie Barroso trying to find a way around him, but Steve has about a quarter of a second gap.
He does, but the top two are still pretty tight. Frankie just running right behind him. Still got Joseph in P3. Joseph barely just tapped the wall here coming out of 4. He's okay.
And Darrell, I just looked up in the sky. I'm seeing the Harpoon Design blimp, but who's driving it today? I'm not sure if it's Brantley or Vector.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Let's see. I think it's Vector tonight. I think it's Vector.
Well, maybe we can try to get a connection with him, maybe talk with Vector, but I don't know. He's a pretty private guy.
Yeah, he is.
Getting some good shots. So look at this big run from Barroso as he rips the top line, has a huge run down the straightaway, goes into the corner here. It's going to be side by side. Keep an eye. This is a battle for the race lead.
You know, at this point, Blake, we only got 9 laps until the end of the stage, and everybody's going to come down and get tires. So at this point, you want to be the first one down pit road at the end of the stage. I think that's why we're seeing a battle right now.
And look at this great shot as we are zoomed in here. Frankie Barroso ripping the top line, gets a big run. He's going to look to the inside here is my guess. Let's stay on board here with Frankie Barroso.
Steve did a really good job cutting his air off right there. He kind of moved up a little bit before he went down into the corner. Cut his air off and really messed up his line. But Frankie's got another big run here.
Well, I'm looking at the mile per hour difference, and Darrell, he's got 5 mile an hour advantage by ripping that top line as they're side by side through the corner for the race lead.
Side by side out of 4, Blake.
There you have it. Frankie Barroso takes over the top spot. That top line pays off. It's got the speed with 7 laps left to go here in stage number 1. Frankie Barroso, your race leader. In the chat, we got Logan Fest Shish, and he says if Steve is anything like his football team, the championship should derail shortly. Wow.
Wow. Oh, you know, that's harsh, but I'm here for it. Like
I am too, and it looks like Jesus in the chat did not appreciate that comment either, and I'm sure Steve won't after the race.
Yeah, that was tough. You know, Blake, I was actually at the Super Bowl last night. I don't know if I told you, and I took a 5 a.m. flight to Homestead today for this race. Yeah, it was a good time.
Now, Daryl, you know, rumor has it that you were at the Super Bowl, but you pulled your phone out during the halftime show and you watched the Turning Point USA halftime show. Can you confirm?
I can. Yeah, I actually I was watching Kid Rock lip sync on the Turning Point USA halftime show.
Well, Daryl,
much better than what was going on with my own eyes.
Well, Daryl, here's some actual footage that I took from last night's Turning Point USA halftime show when Kid Rock hit the stage. Listen in.
Set the boogie set up. Bob with a bob, the bang, the dang, dang, diggy, 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 set the boogie set up. My name is
There it was, Daryl. What a halftime show. The Turning Point USA halftime show. Kid Rock was about as good as you could expect.
Yeah, it was so good that I couldn't even pay attention to the last half of the game last night. It was that incredible. We got a battle for P2, Blake.
Yeah, right here we're watching Joseph Mealy looking to the inside. Wow, we were thinking it was going to be between Tucker and Barroso. Mealy says, don't forget about me, makes the pass. Steve Tucker falls back to third with what's going to be 3 laps left to go in stage number 1.
Yeah, track position is important at the stage break, going in for pits and going in the pits and getting fresh tires. Every spot matters for that. So good on Joseph right now being in P2.
You know, Steve
Don't
was
know
telling...
if he's going to have enough time to catch the leader, though.
Yeah, most likely not. But, you know, I was talking to Steve again before the race. He said he was going to try some things, and I thought he mentioned he's going to try to save tires in stage 1. Well, this is him saving tires. I think your pick to win might be about toast, Daryl.
Yeah, maybe it's still early, though. We got, Blake, we saw Landon go off out of turn 2, just like the other 2 drivers earlier this race, if you have a replay of it.
I'm looking through my log here. I am not seeing anything pop up, but we got a battle for 4th right here. Josh Larson makes the pass on Matthew Fleming for the 4th position. No, I'm not seeing anything on my log, unfortunately. We'll keep our eyes out here as we're going to get the white flag for this stage this time around. You know, right now, Daryl, I'm looking at lap times. Race leader Frankie Barroso is 2/10 quicker than both 2nd and 3rd place.
For the end of the stage, Blake, he has checked out. That just shows you right there that he was the best at saving tires. It's a little surprising because he ran the wall quite a bit during this stage, but yeah, he has checked out and taken it away, but it looks like he just won the stage.
There you have it, taking the green and white checkered flag. Frankie Barroso wins stage number 1 here at Homestead in the Harpoon Design 200. There is the caution. Joseph Mealy brings home 2nd for stage 1 with Steve Tucker 3rd. Folks, we're going to gather up here, take a quick break, but don't you go anywhere. We're going HMS TV side by side. We'll be right back. We are back here at Homestead. Looks like Frankie Barroso going to take the top line, and Steve Tucker comes out second on the bottom. But Daryl, rumor has it Steve's got some changes on the paint scheme. Is that true?
It's true. Yeah. Car from a glance doesn't look any different, Blake, but when you really zoom in,
what's this?
the back of this car, yeah.
Oh,
Look at
what's that
that.
for?
You know, that is Steve's actual license plate from his black Toyota. I believe it's a black Toyota that he owns. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Little nice little fun thing he did for this championship race.
Wow, that's a lot of personal information he's putting out here on the world's #1 streaming service, but we definitely appreciate it. Steve Tucker going to restart on the front row. Can he get around this 12 machine of Barroso? I don't know. He definitely looks like he has figured something out. Barroso in a rocket ship here at Homestead, in his hometown, I might add.
It is his hometown.
But the pace truck is in. Field is set. Barroso, your race leader. Tucker on the inside through the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air. Clean through turns 1 and 2. Steve Tucker holds on to second, but here comes Thomas Meeks with a little bit of speed here on the restart in the 3rd position. Let's hop on board. Thomas Meeks shifting down here in the corners. Not sure what your race leaders are doing, but let's see if it works out here from San Antonio. Thomas Meeks looking good. My guess is, Daryl, everybody's probably shifted down, you think?
I do believe so. And by the way, Blake, one thing I want to point out, Joseph Mealy at the end of that stage entered the pits and finished the stage in P2, entered the pits second, came out, restarted 7th place.
Wow.
I went back and looked at it. He went past his pit stall a little bit, had to put it in reverse.
Oh.
And that's what I was talking about earlier, Blake. Mistakes, you got to minimize the mistakes. Luckily, it's still early. He's a good enough driver. He can recover, but he's sitting now back in P6 when he should be up in the top 3 right now.
Yeah, well, how about Kerwin Marshall finds himself 7th? He's ripping the fence. He's wall riding. How about this 48? He's a number 4 tonight, but he is running the top side. He wants to get to the front.
I love it. It's always fun to see people rip the top, and maybe don't care about tires, but it's still fun to watch.
You know, Daryl, one thing I'll add, Frankie Barroso just put down the fastest lap of the session, ripping the bottom line.
Yeah, he's got the clean air. You know, fresh tires, clean air equals fast car. Car go fast.
Here they are going through turns 1 and 2. Your race leader, Frankie Barroso, out front. Steve Tucker trying to reel him in. Look at these beautiful wall cams we have here at Homestead with the beautiful sunset in the background. We're in Frankie Barroso's hometown. He is your race leader getting to the start-finish line here, entering lap number 43. In the chat, we got fans of the weapon, Kerwin Marshall, in that number 48 machine or number 4, whatever you want to call it, has his new job on the car here tonight, trying to get into the top 5.
Yeah, still ripping that top. Oh, looks like he just grazed the wall there. He's
grazed the
a
wall
little too high, Blake.
Yeah, it looks like he's grazed the wall a lot. That right front looks like it's almost junk. Marshall to the outside gets a run, trying to take over that 5th spot. You know, Daryl, my guess is in about 10 laps, Marshall's going to be in the back because them tires are probably going to be hurting.
Yeah, if he keeps hitting the wall.
It looks like we lost you there while you were talking, Daryl, but I think you're back. But meanwhile, Joseph Mealy in the 7th position out of Schenectady, New York. He is a championship hopeful, but his hopes have to be pretty low here as he finds himself in the 7th position.
Yeah, he's just kind of stuck back with all this traffic. So it's It's a little tougher to get up there when you're in P7, but still a lot of race to go. He's just got to be patient, move up there one car at a time.
And right now, Frankie Barroso has the field right where he wants him. He's got the clean air out front, about half a second lead on Steve Tucker here in lap 46 of the Harpoon Design 200. Again, folks, tonight we're crowning a champion of the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. Out of your final four, the best finisher is crowned a champion. Meanwhile, Christian Taylor finds himself running in the 13th position. He's the last car on the lead lap. Well, Daryl, he told us he's never finished a race here at Homestead. Well, he might finish a race, but it might be in last.
Yeah, that's very possible, but what'd you say, Blake? P13?
Absolutely, P13 out of Delco, North Carolina. You know what?
Yeah, I think this is strategy.
Oh,
I think he wants to be the last car on the lead lap.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think he has the entire field exactly where he wants him. And by the way, I must say, I do love that DraftKings car. It looks sharp.
Yeah, you know, it was made by one of the best in the business, Brantley Roden over at harpoondesign.com. What do you know about that place, Daryl?
One of the best, Blake. How about the best? harpoondesign.com. I don't know if you know this, Blake. I know you said it last week, but maybe you forgot. You know, paint started at $25. That's it.
That's ridiculous.
$25. There is no inflation. Oh, it looks like we got Cody Keller spinning out of the four, Blake. He is spinning on the front stretch.
Here we go. Cody Keller's junk. Green flag still out. Let's take a look here. Cody Keller in the 2 machine just loses it about the apex. Onto the apron, straight into the wall. Hard hit for the 2.
Yeah, it looks like he just immediately towed to pit road. That's unfortunate for Cody Keller.
Boy, and you know, hey, Daryl, you know he is the great nephew of Helen.
He is? I did not know that.
Yeah, you know,
that's incredible.
I haven't confirmed with him, but I have my reasons to believe that is true.
I believe you. I'm not going to argue that.
But meanwhile, Justin Malarkey, haven't talked much about this guy. What about this beautiful paint scheme for that number 73 machine out of Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that's what kind of stick figure do we have going on the hood of that car, Blake?
I don't know. It's a pretty good-looking one, though. Justin Malarkey finds himself in the top 10 with the, you know what? I call this I call it relish and ketchup with a little bit of white.
I don't know if that makes me hungry, Blake.
Yeah, you know, relish is only good on one thing, and that's a hot dog.
A boiled hot dog.
Boiled hot dogs are certainly the best as Frankie Barroso finds himself out front. A second lead for that number 12 machine of Barroso. But we take a look at the chat here. We've got Jesus in the chat, Big Blue NJ, Connor Gerard, Logan Feshich, and all kinds of fans tuned in. I'm sitting at about 28 fans right now here live on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We're in lap number 52 out of 135. Daryl, what do you think of this race so far? It's kind of gone about what I expected.
It is going as expected. Still have Frankie in lead, 1 and 2. Joseph still chilling in P6. And Dylan Morante not out of it by any means whatsoever. It's only stage 2, sitting in 12, just running laps. And by the way, did you say that super fan Connor Gerard is in the chat? Is that what you said, Blake?
Yes, of course, Daryl. Connor hasn't missed a stream in probably a year.
Wow, that's incredible.
One of the best in the business. You know what? Actually, the best in the business. Nobody does it like Connor Gerard. It doesn't matter what's going on, Daryl. I mean, if his family makes plans, he'll probably just cancel them because he has to watch the HMS TV live stream every night. What are you seeing out of Robert Hassong out of Essexville, Michigan, in that 5th position?
Yeah, just running solid right now. P5 Not too shabby for Robert Hassan. Just hanging out here, running the bottom, just chilling, doing well. Top 5 so far.
And it looks like the sun is has almost officially set here, Daryl. The track conditions might be changing shortly, so it's going to be interesting to see if maybe somebody finds some speed.
Yeah, track temp has not changed at all, by the way, since the beginning of the race. It is still a nice, cool 89 degrees. And as this race goes on, I would expect that to go down even further. So that makes for good racing.
Well, Jesse Becker's in the chat here. He actually says Connor did miss one stream. It's been a while, but I guess Connor said he fell asleep. It was a mistake.
I don't think you can let that slide, do you?
I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. I forgot about that one he missed a while back. But Connor Gerard, we know he's always pulling for Jesse Becker, but Jesse, I don't even think Jesse even made a lap around here. Not sure. He got dead last. I don't even know if he grid up. But nonetheless, I guess Jesse decided he's going to take the night off.
Yeah, I think he just said screw it, and he's chatting on the broadcast from the grandstands here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Maybe he just thought that'd be a better night for him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he didn't have much speed. He didn't want Christian Taylor to whoop him on the track, so he just said, you know what, I'm staying off.
He says he did make a lap, Blake. He made one lap.
Well,
yeah.
Well done, Jesse. Dead last. As American Badass just, it looks like the American Badass just hit the wall there pretty hard.
Yeah, he's not having a good night so far. Yeah, running P10, hitting the wall. He's definitely very, very American. So far, not sure about the badass part.
Well, we'll just wait and see as the American Badass has a long way to go here tonight in the 10th position. 12 laps left to go here in stage number 1. Frankie Barroso, he is the class of the field, a 2.5 lead, and Steve Tucker's got to be scratching his head thinking, what do I do in stage 3 to try to challenge this 12 machine?
You know, I talked to Steve before this race, Blake, and he did tell me he put in a lot of practice here at Homestead Miami preparing for this race. And so far, I mean, yeah, he's still running P2, but as we know, P2 will not get it done.
And boy, how about Thomas Meeks knocking on the door, trying to get around him and take over that second spot. And then you have Matthew Fleming right behind him.
Yeah, good battle for P3 right now with Fleming and Meeks side by side going down the front stretch here.
It's like Meeks out of San Antonio trying that high line out while the 88 of Fleming is stuck on the bottom.
Yeah, two huge differences here. One's running the very, very low side and one's running up against the wall. Very fun to watch this battle.
Thomas Meeks finding some speed here. Can he get around that one car? You know, if you're Thomas Meeks, you probably don't want to risk wrecking Steve, but you definitely want to get around him if you can. Because, I mean, you're not out here to ride around for 135 laps.
No, absolutely not. These non-championship 4 drivers, they have nothing to lose tonight. They are wanting to go for bragging rights and to win this race, just to win the race.
Oh, 88 gets loose off the corner there. That's Matthew Fleming, goes down to the apron. He doesn't hit the fence there, but he's going to lose a lot of ground.
Yeah, looks like he just got real tight coming out of 2 there. That's the 4th car that we've seen get loose or, coming out of 2 and going to on the apron. Luckily, he was the only one so far that not hit the wall, so that's good. He's got a clean car.
And as we hop on board with Thomas Meeks in the 3rd position, Steve Tucker trying to hold him off, and Frankie Barroso 2.5 seconds out front. How much you think Frankie practiced this week here at Homestead?
Yeah, I'm sure he did practice, but he's probably the one guy that didn't need to practice too much, like we've been talking about here tonight. This is home track. He loves racing here, and if I'm Frankie, I'm looking in my mirror, and I'm just seeing, at this point, just little specks in my mirror. Look at that. You can't even barely see him.
You know, if I'm Frankie, I'm already maybe making a reservation for dinner here tonight to celebrate my championship because I don't think anybody can hold a candle to that 12 machine.
Yeah, looks like Thomas Meeks took over the P3 spot. Steve is not wanting to give it up. Actually, it looks like now he's being battled by Joseph Mealy.
Three-wide battle now.
Driver.
Yep. So Steve's going to go from second to fourth in one corner here, basically. So it's going to be Meeks followed by Mealy and then Tucker.
Yeah, if I'm Steve, I'm just really waiting for that stage break. Come back down pit road, get fresh tires under caution, and just do a full reset, a mind reset, just everything reset, and then go at it again.
Yeah, you know, he has to be thinking, what is the strategy going to be on stage 3? I mean, cutting it in half is not going to get the job done. You got to try something different if you're Steve Tucker. Your two options are basically either short pitting, hoping for a late caution, or maybe just kind of stretch it out, get a 2-tire stop at the end and a splash of fuel. I don't know. You definitely got to try something different because racing that 12 car up front is not going to work out.
Yeah, if the 12 car is Seattle right now, Steve Tucker is definitely New England. If we're comparing to football, it's just not looking well right at the moment.
Well, I tell you, Daryl, that game last night, you know, they had those garbage time touchdowns at the end. I kind of wish they didn't, though, because, you know, the score made it look like it was a decent game. It really wasn't.
No, and they had said that there's never been a blowout in Super Bowl history. They said that last night, and it was almost a blowout. We almost had one, Blake, but I agree with you. Just some garbage points by New England in the second half. I think Seattle just kind of felt bad for him and just, you know, said, here, go ahead and have one. We don't care.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it could have been a total shutout if they wanted. Drake May looked like total cheeks, and I think he was totally exposed for that cupcake schedule they had all season long, plus the backup quarterbacks they faced.
You know, and looking at Steve's picture, it still hasn't changed from last week. But the Patriots and Drake May definitely was Kermit the Frog.
It might have been
crushed
Kermit.
by. It might have been Kermit in a Drake May jersey getting crushed by Seattle.
Well, I'll tell you, he's getting crushed is Steve Tucker and his hopes for a championship. He has fallen back to 6th. Justin Malarkey just blew his doors off.
Yeah, I would be willing to bet right now that Steve's tires are just toast. He cannot wait to get to lap 70 here for the end of stage 2 and to get 4 fresh tires. He is not happy right now. I can promise you that.
But how about this? You know, Barroso, he started off strong. Well, he's ending even stronger. Race lead up to 4 seconds. His last lap around, you know, he's just 2.5 tenths or so every time around quicker than the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's having a party up in P1. There is nobody in his mirror. He can just coast here, and he's got nothing to worry about.
Now, you know, Daryl, normally we're arguing with Steve about this stuff, but he's on track. Well, we got another New England fan in the chat. He wants to argue with us. He says we're not going to act like he didn't go through a gauntlet of defenses in the playoffs. Well, let's be honest. I mean, so let's start with Houston, Daryl. I mean, what's his name? C.J. Stroud looked like a total clown. He just turned the ball over like 12 times. So, I mean, it's not like the defense really mattered there. And then you go into Denver. I mean, let's be honest. Drake May looked like, you know, garbage, but he faced like nobody at backup quarterback.
Yeah, they first played against Justin Herbert and the Chargers, who had no business being in the playoffs. You're right. They host Houston. C.J. Stroud was a clown. And actually, let's just go ahead and pause here, Blake. It looks like we have a caution on the racetrack.
Yeah, real quick, stage number 2 is in the books. It wasn't even close. Frankie Barroso won that stage by about 4.5 seconds. Joseph Mealy second, and then Justin Malarkey rounds out your top 3. But other notables, Steve Tucker all the way back to 7th, and Dylan Morante all the way back to 12th and a lap down. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back to argue with the chat more about the New England Patriots. Folks, we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure, click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll be right back. We are back here at Homestead. Frankie Barroso, still your race leader. Man, he has been dominant here tonight. Let's pull him in for a quick little interview here, Daryl.
Let's do it.
Frankie, Blake, and Daryl up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yep. 10-4.
Hey, what a dominating performance. You know, it seems like this race is basically over. So I just wanted to let you know, Frankie, I booked us a reservation tonight over at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh boy. I mean, race ain't over just yet, but you know, it's been good the first 70 laps or so, and you know, hopefully I can go to Mar-a-Lago with you.
Yeah. Now, Daryl, are you going to join us?
I am going to join, and Frankie, I just got off the phone with the president, and he wishes you good luck.
Oh man, now you're making me sweat, man. Thank you.
Well, hey, Frankie, honestly, though, I mean, you are definitely the car to beat tonight. And we definitely know it's not over. Anything can happen. But what's the plan here as you're about to go green?
Take off. Simple as that.
There you go. Well, hey, the hometown boy, Frankie Barroso, with the home field advantage, your race leader here as we're going to restart into lap, or caution. Not caution, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot tonight. Into stage number 3, we wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, Frankie.
Thank you.
There was your race leader, Frankie Barroso. Me, him, and Daryl are headed to Mar-a-Lago here shortly after Frankie finishes up this easy win, Daryl.
Yeah. Well, like he said, it's not over yet, but we are about to go green for stage 3.
There you have it. Green flag in the air. Let's see what Steve Tucker tries to do differently, as stage 2 did not work out well for this one car. Now, Daryl, how far is Mar-a-Lago from Miami? I don't even know.
I mean, from the track here, it's probably an easy little 30-minute drive. We'll be there in time for dinner. Don't worry.
Okay,
no matter who joins us.
You know, that's all I'm really worried about right now. I'm just waiting for this race to end. Frankie Barroso already out front by 0.3 of a second. And I'm trying to look at the menu, Daryl, but I can't find anything. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but it's probably going to be McDonald's on the menu at Mar-a-Lago.
Well, folks, I'm taking a look here. Mar-a-Lago to Miami, I'm seeing about an hour and 13 minutes, but let's see about the racetrack here, Daryl.
Oh, we're taking a helicopter ride, though, Blake.
Oh.
I'm talking a helicopter ride, not by car.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good then. Hey, but Daryl, how about we get back to it, though? I mean, we've got important things to talk about. It's Jesus in the chat. He's a big New England Patriots fan, but let's get back to it. You know, talking about the quote-unquote gauntlet of defenses. Again, C.J. Stroud handed them the ball 12 times. I'm not going to count that. Then the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers really shouldn't have been in the playoffs. They're basically ahead of where they should have been, I think. And then, again, they played Denver, and it's not like Drake May won that game. They faced a backup quarterback. They scored, 10 points on them.
Yeah, and I mean, New England had literally the easiest road to the Super Bowl in NFL history. I mean, they had no business being there. They're not going to be back next year. They're going to have a tougher schedule now. Drake May might as well just retire at this point because as far as he's ever going to get.
Yeah, he's already peaked out. I mean, if I was him, I'd retire, kind of on top. You didn't win the Super Bowl, but you did get an embarrassing one at least. But, hey, it's good for them to start, To be fair, New England, they won the games they were given, but they were definitely exposed last evening in Super Bowl. What was it, 70?
60, Blake.
60, I don't know. Who cares? Hey, but how about that halftime show, though? Were you, up and dancing?
Yeah, I could understand every single thing that Bad Bunny was singing during the halftime show because I speak fluent Spanish. Like, I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah, but Daryl, I read a post on Facebook earlier. It said it was the most American halftime show of all time.
It was. I don't know if it was quite up there with the other one with Kid Rock, but it was pretty close.
Yeah,
I believe everything. I believe everything I read on Facebook. I don't know about you, but I do.
Well, I mean, not anybody can post on Facebook, right?
Right.
But we got a battle right here brewing for the third position. Steve Tucker trying to get back up front. Boy, Steve's going to need some help. He's got to deal with traffic now, and then he's going to have, just a long road ahead of him if he wants to get up to that 12 machine. Deezus is going to stick with his top 5 defenses he played. Again, Deezus, I mean, I'm just not sure what else to say. Again, CJ Stroud gave you guys, literally handed you guys the ball, what was it, like 5 or 6 times? I think he had 4 picks at halftime.
Yeah, that was pretty rough last night. I mean, like we've been saying all night, they had no business being there anyway. But yeah, it was pretty rough.
But how about this guy, Derek Fye, here in the 8th position out of York, South Carolina. He's trying to bring home a top 10, but he better look out because sneaking up right behind him, who's that, Daryl?
Sorry, Blake. I see that there's a super chat. I was a little distracted.
Oh, sorry. It looks like oh, there it is. Oh, my. Skull Vikings 4 just said the New England Patriots equal Mass Pats, but the M is lowercase and the rest of Mass is uppercase. Can you elaborate on that one, Daryl?
It speaks for itself, Blake, but let's get back to racing.
Well, hey, we appreciate that. That's Daryl Young with the $2 super chat from the booth. You know, we've seen Daryl do it all. He has sent super chats while racing on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. He sent them while at home, and now he sent them while in the booth. Yeah,
and I like supporting Hutchinson Motorsports. It is the #1 streaming service in the world. And, Blake, you got another super chat.
Oh, my. Jesse Becker, 97, donated $2, says Drake May who. Man, we got a bunch of New England haters in the chat. I kind of feel bad for Deezus. And he had a comment for you here, Daryl. Read that chat message from Deezus.
Yeah, he says, no way the Vikings guy, is egging this on. I don't claim that the Vikings are fantastic or anything. They're pretty mid. We screwed ourselves by getting rid of the Super Bowl winning quarterback Sam Darnold over in Seattle, and I don't claim that they're amazing, and I don't claim that we're the best. So I'm just spitting facts, man.
Well,
sorry, New England had no business being there.
Well, the good news for the Vikings, I mean, they're going to have an easier schedule now next year since they I feel like they tanked this season a little bit. But their only problem, I mean, I don't know why they thought J.J. McCarthy was going to be good. They really got to address that quarterback.
They do, and rumor has it we're either going to get Kirk Cousins back from Atlanta because they're going to let him go, or we're going to pick up Aaron Rodgers out of Cal, former Steeler quarterback, former Packer quarterback. So we'll see.
Is that guy not going to retire? Like, do you really think he's going to keep playing?
Tom Brady played till he was 44 or so. So if you go by that, Rodgers still has 2 years left, 1 year left.
Now, what's your honest opinion? There's a lot of rumbling going around saying how Aaron Rodgers might be one of the most overrated of all time because, again, he's got 1 Super Bowl, and it was back in, 2010, I think?
Yeah, I will only say that until he becomes our quarterback, and then I won't say it anymore. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. It's Justin Malarkey. He's holding on to that 3rd position. Steve Tucker trying to get around him. Joseph Mealy quietly in 2nd position here. He's licking his chops. He's 1 mistake away from taking over that race lead.
Yeah, if I'm Justin Mealy, I'm in a pretty good spot right now. I'm in P2. I got fresh air, just about almost a second and a half behind Frankie. Just kind of holding serve here in P2. Save tires. It's a long stretch here. We could go green the rest of the way. And if there's no cautions, we're going to have green flag pit stops. So everybody's got to be thinking about that as well.
Absolutely. We'll have to be keeping an eye out here as we have a visitor in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's last place finisher, the 23, Jesse Becker. Jesse, you got a copy?
Well, clear, bud.
Hey, what a race for you tonight. What was the plan and how did it work out?
Well, I got out there and ready to race, and they hit me up and they're like, "Hey, by the way, you're locked into your spot in the points, and your wife's not home to watch the baby, so you're on baby duty, pal." So I got out there for 2 laps, though.
Daryl, can you relate to that?
Maybe at one point I could, but I have a 13-year-old, so she's pretty self-sustainable at this point in age in her life. But if I was doing iRacing back when I had a baby, yeah, I could relate with this for sure.
Got a 4-month-old going on a year, so.
Well, I don't see why you couldn't just drive with the 4-month-old in your lap. I mean, if anything, maybe the 4-month-old will help you drive. You know, like
I did a lap with her in my lap. I actually, broke
okay.
out the old controller, channeled my inner Kerwin Marshall, and did a lap with the controller.
Oh, there you go.
Kerwin
I
was-
prefer to use my Wiimote. You know, the Nintendo Wiimote. Those are pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I wish I knew
Yeah.
where I had one of those still.
Yeah, but Kerwin Marshall, you brought him up. He's running in the 13th position. Earlier, we found him in the top 10, but right now, Jesse, looks like he's racing your teammate, Christian Taylor, for what I'd call last.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. He's got more time on the controller than me, man. I got out there and I was like, boy, this is harder than it looks. He makes it look easy compared to me whenever I'm breaking out the old Xbox controller. But you know, I don't plan on never getting used to that. So.
Yeah. Now, Jesse, we were talking with Christian earlier, and he was, complaining, saying, oh, I've never finished a race here. I was like, Christian, what do you have? 3 races here? He said 3 or 4. So maybe he can finally finish a race here at Homestead.
He's kept it clean. He doesn't have great speed. He's kind of mad at himself for being last on the lead lap right now, but he's keeping the car clean for the most part, and that's what matters is getting it home.
And he's 1 wreck away from getting the top 10, so sitting in the 12th spot here working on Kerwin Marshall as Frankie Barroso continues to dominate this race. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, but Jesse, did you think he was going to have this kind of speed?
I had a good feeling that he was going to have a lot of success. I mean, it is his home track, so that's definitely some bonus aura there for the 12, and he's done a good job. He was patient in stage 1, didn't force anything, takes the lead over, and now he's just kind of run away. So we'll see if Mealy or Tucker has anything. Malarkey's having a good run, but I think it's going to be the 12 show unless something happens.
Now, how cutthroat is that chat down in Storm Motorsports with both Frankie Barroso and Steve Tucker in the chat at the same time here with the championship on the line?
It's been surprisingly nice. I was expecting a little bit more, little more fireworks. But Steve, I mean, he's shown some frustration with the car, kind of complaining that it's just tight. But other than that, it's not like he's been super upset or anything. They've been pretty nice. And before the race, they basically said, I don't know the exact words, but they basically said, "Let the best man win." So they're cool with whatever happens, I think.
Daryl, what do you think of that?
Yeah, I agree. I'm watching Steve out here on the track. He keeps trying to make a move and try to get into the P3 spot after Justin Malarkey, and he just hasn't been able to get it done. I'm just really worried that he's in a little bit of a desperation mode here. We only have about 40 something laps to go here, and sitting in P4, watching Frankie just pull away from the field. I can promise you he's hoping something happens on the track, gets a caution. If this stays green, it's going to be really tough for him to get back up there.
And with this winner-take-all format, I mean, Steve Tucker, if this thing stays green, he's basically toast. So if I'm Steve Tucker, I'm starting to think of alternate strategies. One option would be, pit right now and hope for maybe a late caution or something. I don't know. You just got to try something different.
You do have to try something different. I agree with that. I actually don't hate that idea of as soon as the pit window opens up, you go down there and take tires. Try to get some track position back. Like you said, hope a late caution comes out, come back and get tires again, and compete for a championship.
Now, Jesse, what
the short pit was a good call for me. I'm just saying.
It
was a good call last week.
Right? Last week you did that strategy, correct?
Yeah, I said, how much fuel do I need to get to the end? Oh, this amount? I'm going to pit exactly when I can get that much fuel and see how it works out. And I gained probably a net 3 or 4 spots as to getting a push from Matt Fleming there on my copy of the streamer.
And honestly, I don't think that strategy would give him a shot on speed. It's just hoping for that late caution or something, that way you kind of recycle that track position. But I don't know, Steve Tucker, he's got to be thinking of something as we have just 40 laps left to go. This stage number 3 is almost halfway done.
Yeah, this isn't going to help either. It looks like he's now being taken over by Matthew Fleming. He's going to fall down to the P5 spot. This is not what he wants to see here to compete for a championship. Like I said earlier, he's really going to want that caution to come out.
And now, Jesse, what have you been seeing out of the 39 machine, Joseph Mealy? It's been a quiet night for him, but I mean, he's been up front all night long, and he's trying to find a way to get up front and steal this championship from that 12 of Barroso.
He's having a decent run. I'm actually getting out here and doing a couple laps myself, but yeah, he's looked strong here the second half of this race. He didn't really have a whole lot to say in stage number 1. From what I saw, but he's looking good this part of the race here.
You know, folks, Jesse Becker is on track here. Jesse, do you still have the controller hooked up?
That's what I'm using right now, bud.
All right. Well, hey, Daryl, how about we hook up the Juicy Spider drone cam and take a closer look?
Yeah, rumor has it that somebody, one of these championship drivers, just paid Jesse Becker to get back out here on the track and just completely junk it to throw a caution. Is that true, Jesse? How much did you get paid?
I can't comment on that situation. Yeah, no comment.
Well, we'll just have to wait.
I just did my fastest lap of the race, boys.
There you go. We call that quick time. Jesse, you're only down 92 laps.
I did say in the chat earlier I was going to come out and win this thing, so that's my plan.
Hey, if the whole field wrecked right now, Jesse, I mean, I think you would you'd be able to make all them up.
I actually probably finished the exact same spot I'm in.
I'm not sure how that works. Now, Daryl, if the whole field wrecked, then they're not logging laps, so I think Jesse would actually unlap himself, correct?
Yes, if the entire field were to wreck right now, Jesse Becker would indeed get all of his laps back and go on to win this race. And by the way, that would be the greatest comeback in iRacing history, I think, unlike what happened with the New England Patriots last night.
Oh, there was no comeback.
I think that'd be a better story than 28-3.
Now, Jesse, I'm not sure if you were listening earlier, but did you hear the footage we have from the Turning Point USA halftime show from last night?
I missed that. I didn't.
Oh, well, I got it right here. Actually, I can play it one more time for you. This is actual footage from the Turning Point USA halftime show. Enjoy.
With the bar, the bang, the dang, dig, set the boogie, set up. Bar with the bar, the bang, the dang, dang, diggy, set the boogie,
That's
set
beautiful.
up. My name is
Wow, what a show, Jesse. Did you enjoy that one?
That was beautiful. I'm so glad that we were able to play that.
I'll tell you what, if there's anything, if I was a driver right now out on the track, if there was anything that would make me want to just put my car in junk it right, well, it's listening to that. Blake, please don't ever play that shit.
Well, that's the only way Frankie Barroso's not going to win this race is if he just, keeps it straight into the corner and just heads straight into the fence, because he is just on another level. A 2-second lead on Joseph Mealy with 33 laps left to go. When are these guys out front going to elect to go down pit road? Kerwin Marshall down pit road right now.
Yeah, if I'm Frankie,
took out my teammate right in front of me.
If I'm Frankie, I have nothing to worry about when it comes to pitting. It doesn't matter really what anybody does behind me. Frankie can pretty much just go down and pit whenever he wants. He definitely doesn't want to be the first one to pit. You don't want a situation where he comes down and pits, he's a lap down, and then a caution were to come out. That would be awful. So I think he definitely will wait to see what Joseph does and what Steve does in P2 and P5.
Now, Jesse, we're watching you right now on the stream. We need you to get up there and push your teammate Christian Taylor up to the front.
I don't trust myself well enough to be going and doing that here on the old Xbox controller, so I'm going to give him his space.
Well, Jesse just logging some laps as Barroso continues to lead Mealy, Malarkey in third, followed by Fleming, Bednars, Derek Fye, and Steve Tucker, falling right now fighting for that sixth position.
Listen to the radio chatter, Blake. It looks like Christian Taylor is going to be the next one down pit road. He has a strategy to win this race. I'm not counting him out yet.
All right, Christian Taylor with the winning strategy. He's down pit road right now. We know Danielle Taylor's in the chat, and she says, come on, Christian, get to the front. Let's see what that 45 has up his sleeve. Mealy down pit road here, Daryl.
That's important. Mealy is trying to undercut these guys.
Tucker as well.
P4, yep. Steve Tucker coming down pit road as well.
Well, you think Christian Taylor might have started a trend here, Jesse?
Yeah,
I was
and I'm
going to say
gonna
these guys are all just stealing Christian's strategy.
Yeah, I expect now, Blake, that Frankie's going to come down pit road any lap here. He is not going to stay out too long. Here he comes right now. He's coming down right now.
If you're Barroso, I mean, you pit this time. These guys have nothing for you on speed. All you got to do is go down pit road, and it's over. But Fleming going to stay out. I don't mind this for Fleming. Stay out there. Maybe hope for a caution or something different. Good call for Matthew Fleming.
That is a good call for Matthew Fleming. I like him staying out here.
Yeah, Daniel Taylor says, "Go, Christian, go."
Did we happen to see what the betting odds, the draft, since he's running the DraftKings card, did we happen to see what the betting odds were for Christian Taylor to win this race?
Yeah. If Christian Taylor to win this race, I have it at 900,000 heading into tonight. Plus 900,000.
Plus 900,000.
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So you bet $1, and if you won, you get $900,000.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
I was going to say, I think they generally start at about plus 10,000 for him at the minimum.
But Landon Bednar's taking over the top spot in the Wise Owl Wash number 16 machine. And I tell you what, Daryl, if I ever move to the Victoria, Texas area and I need somebody to power wash my house, I'm calling Landon Bednar's with Wise Owl Wash.
That sounds great. Yeah, I would too, for sure.
Jesse, what about you?
I have to agree. I wouldn't want anything to wash any of my things other than a Wise Owl.
Now, and you do know he is from Stone Cold Steve Austin's hometown, Victoria, Texas, correct?
That tracks.
And he's not a guy to mess with, Daryl, is that right?
That's right. That's right.
But Bednar's still out there, has not pit. Then we have Robert Hassong, Joseph Mealy, Frankie Barroso, and Matthew Fleming, your top five. Looks like Bednar's and Hassong, the only two that have not pit. But we saw Joseph Mealy kind of short pit. He has taken over the race lead, or he will be the race lead once these guys pit.
Yeah, as far as the championship 4, he is the leader right now. He's got a 2.5 lead over Frankie. That was an amazing call by him to short pit.
Well,
he only pit one lap before Frankie. So Frankie only has one lap of fresher tires. In the grand scheme of things, one lap is not much at all.
Well, the bad news, though, Daryl.
Like for Joseph Mealy. Yeah,
I can confirm Joseph Mealy, he took 2 tires. Frankie Barroso took 4.
I do see that now. That's a good call by you. I do see that Frankie was in the pits for about 15 seconds. Joseph only 10. So yes, 2 tires. Now I'm changing my mind now.
It's a good move because, again, Joseph had no chance to run him down on speed. So just get 2 tires, hope for a weird caution or something different. I don't know. But Barroso reeling him in quick. Looks like he's about 0.3 of a second faster every lap and only a second behind.
Yeah, I don't think Frankie's going to wait too long to track him down. There could be a late caution, and if these guys were to come down to pit road again, Joseph would be on that top spot with the same tires as everybody else. So Frankie definitely wants to overtake him here as early as possible, just in case that happens.
Yes, we'll keep our eyes on what will eventually, or what is going to become the race lead here as Hassong is down pit road. Joseph Mealy going to take over the top spot for now. But again, Frankie Barroso hard charging right behind him. You were on board with Joseph Mealy with that beautiful Harpoon Design logo there on the back, Daryl.
That is a great looking logo on a great looking car. HarpoonDesign.com, looking good.
Now, Jesse, what do you know about HarpoonDesign.com?
I know that it's the best place to go for paints in the business. I'm rocking one right now, one of the Bubba Wallace paints that he posted on Trading Paints, and I'm going to be rocking one here soon for a Gen 4. I'm excited to see what creation he comes up with. He's got some talent.
And how about...
Jesse, do you know what... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Blake.
Oh, no. You go. Mine's totally different. Go ahead.
I was gonna ask Jesse. Jesse, do you know how much paints start at HarpoonDesign.com?
They're so good. If I had to guess, it's probably like $50 or $60.
Oh, Blake, give him the news.
Jesse, you may not believe this, but paint started just $25 Brantley Road and just hooking everybody up. Inflation doesn't exist with Brantley Road now, HarpoonDesign.com.
You're joking, right?
Jesse, you better just pull over so you can head on over there and put a order in tonight.
This is like the Arizona T of trading paints and iRacing.
It is absolutely wild. So, folks, head on over
Jesse,
there. Go ahead.
Jesse, there's a reason why we're taking a helicopter over to Mar-a-Lago after this race with the championship-winning drivers, because we have so much money left over from paying so little for Harpoon Design paints.
That does track now that I think about it.
Yeah, you know, we pulled up Frankie Barroso after stage 2, and we talked with him, and I let him know, you know, I already booked a championship celebration dinner at Mar-a-Lago, and Frankie, I don't think he really liked that comment very much, but that's what we're doing.
Blake, I'm looking at the action. Frankie is right there. He is ripping the top. He's only a half second behind Joseph. He is tracking him down and tracking him down in a hurry.
You know, if I'm Joseph Mealy, I might just stuff that 12 machine in the fence. I mean, it's a winner-take-all race, and you got to win at all costs. Ain't that right?
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It can't be obvious, you know. That would be maybe a little penalty for the old 39 car, but yeah, Frankie is right there. And Blake, we're coming down to 19 laps to go.
Onto the back bumper he goes as he hits the wall on exit. He's all right. He's been into the wall all night long. Frankie Barroso going to look to the inside here if he can get around this 39 of Mealy.
We got to watch out for this lap traffic. We got Josh Larson right in front of him in the 51. Looks like he's going to pull over. Next car is going to be Christian Taylor.
What's Christian Taylor going to do? Is he going to help his teammate out of Barroso? Joseph Mealy trying to squeeze down Barroso, trying to hold on to that race lead as they come out of turn 4 side by side for the lead.
Joseph's going to clear him for now, but how long can he hold off this 12 car? Frankie's just been dominant all night so far. It's going to be fun to watch.
Boy, Mealy doing a masterful job trying to throw some dirty air, but he is side by side now looking to the inside. Can Barroso get a run as they're coming up on the lap traffic of the 45 of Christian Taylor?
And there it is, Blake. Frankie is now your new race leader.
Christian Taylor pulls over. He says, "Go on, boys. I got nothing for you."
Disappointing for Christian Taylor. I really thought he was going to be able to stay on the lead lap and be able to pull off a win here.
You know, that was such a great strategy. It's unfortunate that the whole field copied him.
Right. Yeah, unfortunate for Christian Taylor. He had it in the bag, too.
Here comes the 23 of Jesse Becker down pit road. Jesse, what's the strategy?
I have to sneeze.
All right, well, Jesse's going to go down pit road and take a sneeze. He is just, 94 laps down?
I'm getting there.
All right.
He's only 92 laps down, Blake.
Okay.
92.
All right, Jesse.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you need to stay out there, man. You got a shot.
I'm going to do my best.
But Joseph Mealy trying to hold on to the second spot. You know, he may have nothing for Barroso as he took 2 tires. Barroso took 4. But again, if that caution comes out, you definitely want to hold on to that second spot. And he's got about a 3-second gap between him and the 88 of Matthew Fleming.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with him not being able to keep the second spot here. At this point, Frankie's just going to be too tough at his home track. Joseph Mealy really needs a caution anytime now if he has any hopes of winning this race.
The good news for him, though, is the weapon of Kerwin Marshall is still on the track, so there's always a shot at a caution with this guy.
Yeah, it gave him a little bump there. Oh, in the wall.
The wall a little bump, too.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to run the wall here.
No, I don't think so.
Not at all. Well, folks, we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to click that like button and subscribe to the channel as Kerwin Marshall is trying to wall ride, and it is not very quick. And tomorrow night, folks, we have the Stars and Stripes series. We may be going live here. We'll have to wait and confirm with Jesse if that's the case.
I'll know as soon as you guys do.
So stay tuned for that here, folks. If not, we'll do a delayed broadcast. I'm going to be out there racing tomorrow, probably running around 20th or 22nd, I'd give myself. So it'll be a fun time. And then Wednesday, we're going to be back here with the GLSR Mr. Radiator trucks. Daryl, are you running the GLSR trucks this year?
I am running the GLSR Radiator Truck Series. Starting this Wednesday night, I am really excited. We're at Daytona. And Blake, I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going to win the race.
Oh, wow. Jesse, write that down. Daryl Young guaranteeing a win in the season opener with the GLSR Mr. Radiator trucks on Wednesday.
That's crazy. I mean, I could see it happening.
You know,
Well, I don't have to worry about you if you're 93 laps down in that race, Jesse. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
You know, I'll definitely give Daryl. I mean, at super speedways, he always finds a way up front. You know, the short tracks, you know, maybe not the case, but at those super speedways, he is definitely a force.
Well, I do try. I do love my plate tracks. But no, Wednesday night, Radiator Truck, GLSR Radiator Truck, Mr. Radiator Truck Series. My apologies. It's going to be fun under lights at Daytona. And this is great, Blake, because right now we're in Homestead. And then all we got to do is just go up the coast a little bit up to Daytona. So I'm going to be hanging out in Florida for the next couple nights. It's going to be great.
Well, unfortunately, I got to go to that dump of Rockingham tomorrow night with the Stars and Stripes series, but then I get to head straight back down to Daytona Beach.
Well, at least you're in a chartered plane though, so it's life is good for you still.
Yep. You know, I'm just looking forward to this dinner. You know, I booked about a couple hours ago. Me, you, Frankie Barroso, we're celebrating a championship at Mar-a-Lago in just 10 laps. Fire up the helicopter, Daryl.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying it's in the bag. It's not quite in the bag just yet. Let's pump the brakes just a little bit. Championship night, anything can happen. I'm looking at Joseph Mealy. He's still only about 0.9 back. We can see if he has something left in the tank. It's going to be pretty difficult. And you never know. You know, we still don't know how much Jesse got paid to get back out on the track and junk it. So we're still waiting for that to happen as well.
Now, Daryl, do you prefer white or red wine for tonight?
Wine for sure. Red wine.
All right, I'm just getting our order in, getting ready to go here. We're 9 laps away. Frankie Barroso, your race leader. Joseph Mealy finds himself second. Steve Tucker all the way back to 7th. What happened to this one car here tonight? That first stage looked so promising, and now it's about over for him.
Yeah, he was my pick to win too. I mean, like I said, I picked him last week. He won. You know, he was pretty angry last night. I don't mean to keep... Oh, we just kissed the wall. If he's going to kiss the wall that much, he might as well just make out with it. But, yeah, he was pretty upset last night. Not to keep going back to the Super Bowl, but his Patriots lost. His revenge was supposed to be to come out here and dominate this championship race to make him feel better. Right now, it's not looking like that.
Well, if he keeps doing what he's doing, I mean, Morante might find a way around him and put him in 4th in the standings.
Yeah, he's about 5 seconds back. I think Steve might be able to hold him off for now. But, yeah, looking back up in the lead, Blake, it looks like it's grown to now 1.3. So at this point, we're coming up to 7 to go. Or we're at 7 to go right now. We really need a caution. If you're Joseph Mealy, you really need a caution. Any moment, you're just dying for it.
You know, we're watching this battle for the 5th position. Landon Bednar's trying to hold off Derek Fye here as he's going to do so with 7 laps left to go. So Frankie Barroso still your race leader. Then we have Mealy and Fleming in the top 3. Look how calm, cool, and collected this man looks. Frankie Barroso has no visor.
Wow. Well, yeah, look at this. The sun's gone down. He just took the visor off, and man, again, just like last week, he does not blink. He just doesn't blink at all.
You know, that should be a safety issue. I mean, I think he should get black flag for this.
Yeah, I don't know necessarily. I think it's cheating, honestly. Like, he's got something going on with his eyes that he just doesn't have to blink, and that's an advantage over the rest of them. That's definitely a penalty. Actually, I think he needs to get a drive-through right now. What do you think?
I would think so. What about you, Jesse?
Yeah, probably.
Here's Jesse Becker on the track. Daryl, what kind of lap times you seeing out of this 23 machine?
You know, I'm looking at these lap times. Oh my gosh! Like, I'm shocked he's 93 laps down. As fast as he's going right now, a 34.03 his last lap. I mean, let's look at it. He's crossing the line right now. 33.8.
This guy's incredible.
He's
Flying right now.
great. Yeah, he's insane. I mean, Frankie was a 3.37, so he was only a 10th off from the leader. I think he's going to be able to pull it off, Jesse Becker.
Jesse, push your teammate here. He needs some help down the straightaway. He's coming up on Christian Taylor here. We're on board with Jesse Becker in the 23. Here he comes, Darrell. You think he can give him a shove? He needs to kind of back off here, get a good exit so he can push that 45 to the front so Christian Taylor can win this race.
Yeah, it's not over for sure. But Blake, I'm looking at the front of the pack here. Frankie is taking the 2 to go here at the line. He has gone out to a 2.5-second lead over Joseph Mealy. And in one more lap, that white flag's going to come out, and this thing is just pretty much going to be wrapped up for Frankie Barroso.
Jesse, last chance to bring out that yellow flag. You can always take out your teammate, Christian Taylor, who he's never finished a race here at Homestead. You could keep that trend going.
I could. That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Well, let's see here as Barroso goes through turns 3 and 4. Can he get to the line and not have to worry about a caution? White flag in the air this time around. We are going to crown a champion here at Homestead. Last lap around the Speedway. It's a 2.7-second lead for Frankie Barroso. Mealy's hoping he junks it, but it's looking good for Barroso as he goes down the backstretch for the final time with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. We hop on board. Frankie Barroso for the final time out of turns 3 and 4. Sees the checkered flag waving. Frankie Barroso wins the Harpoon Design 200 and the Wheels America Racing Championship. Joseph Mealy brings home second with Matthew Fleming third, Justin Malarkey fourth, Derek Five fifth, and Jesse Becker brings home the 16th position. Good job, Jesse.
Very clutch by Frankie to not make any mistakes and finish this race and become a champion in this season, Blake. He made no mistakes. I'm listening to radio chatter. Everyone's congratulating him. It's just a good finish by Frankie here.
You know, I'm definitely glad that Frankie won because since he won this race, Darrell, that means we're going to get some watch hours on Hutchinson Motorsports TV tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go back and watch this entire race over and over again for sure.
Steve Tucker, I don't know if that's celebratory door bangs or if he's pissed.
Nah, they're buddies. This is all congratulations by Steve Tucker. Just very, very good on Steve to do this.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, let's pull in Matthew Fleming, our third place finisher here tonight, and see what he's got to say. A good run for Fleming as he was up front most of the night. Matthew, Blake, Jesse, and Darrell up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, not much. A great run for you. You found yourself up front. You led some laps early on, but you find a podium finish here in the Harpoon Design 200 at Homestead.
Early on, I screwed myself over early, just trying to keep in front of Steve and Frankie, just have some fun. I like this track. I thought it was going really good, and then obviously my car got super loose, so I was just kind of battling the whole time after that. But yeah, overall, I thought it was a really fun race. Glad to see there were some battles, and everything was pretty clean for the most part. So I'm very happy on how the night finished off here for the league, and this is definitely fun.
Absolutely. Now, Darrell, what'd you see out of this 88 car all night long and Matthew Fleming?
I just saw just a great performance, finishing in a podium spot, P3. Matthew, do you think there's anything else you could have done to try to win this race? I know you weren't part of the championship 4, so you really had nothing to lose. Talk to me about as far as just trying to go for a win, is there anything else as far as a different pit strategy or anything you think you could have done? Or
As far as pit strategy, I don't think so. Because I took the 2 tires there at the end, but way too many people take 2 tires. I feel like to really make much of a difference. I don't think 4 tires. I think it would have been farther back, quite honestly. I wish. So, at the start of the 3rd stage, that green flag run that we did have before pits, my car felt amazing. I changed how I was driving. I wish I would have done that at the start of the race. It would have still been a challenge to beat Frankie and Joseph, but I feel like I probably could have had a little bit better of a chance because I'd have better track position. But other than that, I gave it everything I had. I tried the 2 tires. It got me all the way up to 3rd, and I was able to hold it pretty easily. So, overall, with what I thought I did earlier, that last stage here, I pretty much gave her all I had, and I don't think I could really do anything different.
Yeah, Matthew, you had a great run, like you said, all night long. It's to feel good to finish on the podium, but rumor has it the Thomas Meeks was spotted in Cancun this week. Can you confirm?
There were some photos going around. He definitely was in Cancun. Oh man, that sucks to be him.
Hey, but good job tonight putting it on the podium. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick. So there's a hashtag trending in our chat, and it was hashtag Meeks is cheeks. And I thought it was referring to his driving, but now I'm realizing he might have just had his cheeks out in Cancun. I don't know.
Oh.
Jesse, I want to say real quick. Actually, that wasn't just in your chat. That is trending now on X, #1 trending
Worldwide.
I just want to let you know that. Yeah,
it is above TP USA.
And that's crazy. And I do just want to say, Matt, thank you for being my favorite flagship motorsports driver.
Hell yeah, buddy. Thanks for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure racing with you. I'm really glad you're a part of season 1 here.
Woo!
Well, hey, great job out there tonight, Matthew. Before you head out, though, for the final time this season, you put it on the podium. You got any shout-outs for our fans watching at home?
Of course. First and foremost, I want to shout out to all of our sponsors here, the Flem Dogs Auto Repair, Wheels America Racing, not only for sponsoring Flagship, also being the sponsor of this league. Wiesel Wash, Oasis Sim Racing, Southern Diesel Solutions, and of course San Antonio Karting Complex. And then shout out to Frankie winning the season here, first ever. And shout out to you guys up there in the booth once again. I'm very thankful you guys came along here on our first season. Can't wait to keep going with you as much as possible. And just overall shout out everybody that came on this season. It's been, in my opinion, one hell of a season. I couldn't have asked for anything better for our first one. Shout out to everybody that was a part of this.
Absolutely. Well, hey, thank you for bringing us on, Matthew. And again, congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you, sir.
There was our 3rd place finisher, Matt Fleming, bringing it home on the podium. Let's pull up some race results for you. Take a look as you see Barroso, your winner. Next up, though, we've got Joseph Mealy, our 2nd place finisher, and he brings home 2nd in the championship standings. Joseph, Blake, Daryl, and Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, a great run for you. It looked like you got better as the night went on, and just unfortunately, it just looked like nobody had anything for that number 12 out front.
Yeah, it's Frankie. I mean, what can you say? I mean, it's almost a perfect season. Frankie's about as good as they get. It was going to be hard to beat him. It was a tall order. But I was just talking to him, and he took 4 at the end, and he took 2, and I took 2, rather, and that's all it took. But probably not. That's probably not all it took. There was a lot more. But, man, that was fun. That was a hell of a fight.
Looking back on that last stop, I mean, do you think 4 tires would have been any better, or do you think doing 2 might have been a net gain?
I don't know. I felt like if I took 4 and Frankie took 2 and I was 7 seconds behind him, I couldn't live with myself if I didn't try. And whether it mattered or it doesn't matter now. It worked out the way it did, and I'm happy. It was fun. It was a fun freaking race. It was a fun battle.
Yeah, it was clean and green basically the whole night. Now, Daryl, what'd you see out of Mealy here in that second spot?
Yeah, I just saw a lot of consistency out on the track and running great. Finished in P2. I know you wanted to win the championship, and I was Blake kind of beat me to it, but I was also just going to ask you about that pit strategy. When was it in the race that you decided to try the two tire stop? Were you was there? Did you have any thought about taking four? And it sounds like the two tires was the best call there.
Yeah, I was going back and forth here on four tires, and I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I was talking to Nick Lights, and he was like, "Take two," and I said, "All right. I know I've lost enough races this season by not taking two, so let's try it." And it's a championship, right? Like you gotta do something different, and it just wasn't. I mean, for me, it was the right call. I feel like 1,000%. I don't regret it even a little bit. I would not go back and take four. It just wasn't meant to be for me.
Yeah, I definitely think you made the right call because, I mean, I don't think anybody could have raced that 12 car up front and beat them. So you definitely had to try something different. But fortunately, it came up a little short, but it has to feel good, bringing home second in the championship in this stout field we had here with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series.
Yeah, it really was a big confidence booster for me. It reminded me that I can race. I've just been struggling a lot in leagues and got down on myself for a while, and I figured I should just give it all up. And it was nice to run well, be competitive, and be the driver that I know I am. I know I had my moments through the season, but this league is so much fun. It was an absolute blast. And if there's anybody watching who's thinking about doing it or doesn't do a league, I highly suggest jumping in for this next season. It's a good time, and there's a lot of great people.
Absolutely. Well, hey, again, congratulations on another great run and a wonderful season. Joseph, before you head out for the final time, got any shout outs for our fans at home?
Well, yeah, I got to shout out the championship four. I mean, Frankie, our champion, Steve, and Dylan. I hate Dylan didn't have a better night, but he's a great competitor all season. Shout out to my family who was watching, my friends who support me every week, and yeah, I just appreciate everybody. Appreciate good people in the world, and appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and it looks like you got a shout out just come through in the chat. Nick L says, "Great race, Joseph."
Wonder who that. Yeah, appreciate it, buddy.
Well, hey, again, congratulations. Another podium run here. Joseph Mealy, your second place finisher.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All
Fun
right.
fact, real quick,
Yeah, go ahead, Jesse.
about Joseph Mealy. He finishes the season with the most top fives out of any driver here in the Wheels America Racing Cup Series with 10 on the season.
He's been consistent like all season. I'm not sure if, he might have one win, but not more than that. But it just seems like he's been consistently up front all season long. So I'm definitely not surprised to see him bring home second.
Yeah, most top fives ties for the most top tens with Frankie Barroso. And you are right, one win on the season, but he was definitely up front all year.
Absolutely. And we have our champion to bring in now. Daryl, I was thinking about maybe bringing in the American Badass. Should we do that before talking to our champion or after? What do you think?
That is completely up to you, Blake.
All right, we'll end the night with him, but let's get our champion in here. It's time to crown a champion. Let's get him in here. Frankie, Blake, Daryl, and Jesse up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I do.
Hey, you get the job done. It was just a dominant performance, honestly. You led 97 laps. You swept the stages, I believe. You just put it on them here tonight, and you find yourself champion of the Wheels America Racing Cup Series.
Yeah, man, when I looked at the schedule, I was really happy that Homestead was the last race, and I felt pretty confident going in, but I just, you never know what everybody else has, and I was obviously worried about Steve, Joseph, and Dylan, so just to see kind of what they had, and then once kind of the race unfolded, I felt like I was probably the best in the long run. Maybe not the best in the short run, but definitely the best in the long run. And those last however many 30 laps, I was just praying there was no yellow.
Yeah, well, it definitely worked out for you. Now, looking back, I mean, obviously it didn't matter, but on that last pit stop, do you think getting two tires might have been a little bit better in the long run?
No, just because the left rear was the one that was wearing, not the right rear. Now, if the right rear was wearing, because the right front always is going to wear, but because the left rear was wearing more than the right rear, and it was like considerably a lot more, then maybe 2 tires would have been the right call. But I mean, obviously, I had figured Joseph took 2 tires, but I didn't know 100%. But yeah, like in the end, he just couldn't get off the corner because he had a left rear tire.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't matter. You park it in victory lane and you crown yourself champion. Daryl, what did you see out of this 12 machine other than greatness tonight?
Yeah, Frankie, here's the thing. I was just wondering while I was watching the race, I noticed that the other champion contenders, Joseph and Steve, pit before you did. Was that part of your strategy? Was to wait for them to pit first? I'm wondering if you didn't want to be the first one down pit road in case you went a lap down and a caution came out. Was that part of your strategies?
I mean, part of what I was trying to do, I obviously wanted to pit after them, but not like too much. Like I didn't want to go like 5, 10 laps after them. Like once I saw Joseph pit, I was like, okay, then I'll pit right now. That was kind of my plan because I had the clean air and whatnot, and I was starting like there was a brief period, or not, it wasn't brief, but it was a most of the run like we were just trading lap times, and then like the last I don't know 10 laps, I started to eke out a little bit more of a gap, so I kind of knew like his tires were starting to go, and once I saw he pitted, and I know Steve pit like I don't know 5, 10 laps earlier, so I was really more or less focused on what Joseph was gonna do. So and then once Joseph pitted, then I was like, okay, I'll just go down this lap.
Well, hey, it was a great call there. And, I mean, you just had great speed here tonight. It seemed like, again, nobody really had anything for you. You get the job done. You park it in victory lane for, what's this, your 8th win of the year?
Yeah, I believe it's the 8th time. So
Yeah, so 8 wins, a championship. I mean, you can't really beat that. I guess before you head out, again, you crowned yourself the champion. And you got any shout-outs?
well, yeah, absolutely. First, before I forget, I want to thank Harpoon Design, Brantley Roden for the awesome paint for this year. It's stunning and it's a little unique, and I'm all right with unique. It's great. First, want to shout out him before anybody else, as well as you guys for putting on the show, making the broadcast really fun watch every week. Obviously, thanks to Matt and everybody at Flem Dogs for helping create the league and run it. It's really awesome, really well run. And lastly, I want to thank Storm Motorsports, Jesse, Christian, Steve. They were, they help me like sometimes if I'm not in it mentally, they help me get back on track, and sometimes if I'm not there, speed-wise, they help me get back there. So I have to thank them for all the help this year.
Well, that's another thing we should mention. Storm Motorsports also clinched the team championship, so congratulations on that. Tell Christian I said great job, Jesse.
I'll let him know. And thanks, Frankie, for putting the team on your back. You and Steve did a lot this year to get us up there in the standings. I participated a couple of races. I scored some points for us, but it was definitely a good year for the team. And thank you for coming aboard.
No, man. Thank you so much for letting me in.
Well, hey, Daryl, you got any final words for our Wheels America Racing Cup Series champion, Frankie Barroso?
No, just great job, Frankie, tonight. Clinching yourself a championship at your home track. And I hope you have an appetite because dinner's up next.
Yeah, man. I think I'm going to be eating good tonight. I can promise you that.
Oh, yes, you are. But you're not, well, not that good because Vector is not happy because you did not shout him out tonight.
Okay. Can I? All right. To redeem
No,
myself.
too late.
Frankie Barroso, he is gone, folks. He is your champion here tonight. What a night, though. I mean, Frankie Barroso was just dominant with Storm Motorsports. 97 laps led here at Homestead. He probably could have led them all if he wanted to. Daryl, what did you think of tonight's race?
It was a great race. I mean, we kind of expected this in a way. We knew that Frankie was going to be tough. We knew it was his home track, and he didn't make any mistakes and pulled it off. Got himself a trophy.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not surprised. He was my pick to win. I didn't really expect him to dominate this much. I kind of expected a better fight from Steve Tucker. I just think he was kind of maybe overthinking the strategy a bit. Maybe just overpushed it a little early in the runs.
Yeah, it didn't work out well for Steve, but again, great job for Frankie.
All right, well, hey, folks, that's going to round things out here for the night. You just watched the Harpoon Design 200 at Homestead, the season finale with the Wheels America Racing Cup Series. And, folks, we appreciate you tuning in, subscribing to Hutchinson Motorsports TV, dropping those comments. Be sure to stay tuned. We're going to be back live, well, tomorrow night, most likely. We're definitely going to be here Wednesday. Saturday we'll have a race, and Sunday we'll have 2 races, including a new series starting up. So all kinds of stuff on tap here at Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Best way to stay in check is to join the Discord, which is in the description of the video. But in the booth with me tonight, Daryl Young, Jesse Becker also joined in while racing, and we appreciate you tuning in. We'll see you next time. I'm Blake Hutchinson. Later.